Hey, Tyson. We need to end this.
I'm gonna end you.
And feel. And let it feel.
10 clean shots on the chin. No canvas touch.
Yeah.
Your rematch.
Okay.
On December 21st, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk will meet again in the boxing ring for a thrilling rematch. Taking place in Saudi Arabia, this fight will decide the undisputed heavyweight champion. Fury brings his size, strength, and skills, while Usyk is known for his speed and technical brilliance. Their first fight was unforgettable, but this time the stakes are even higher. Fans around the world are excited for what could be a historic night in boxing.
You're awake, Mr. Fury.
Don't be afraid. I will not win.
During a new face-off, Tyson Fury expressed confidence and defiance as he reflected on his first encounter with Alexander Usyk. He highlighted that, despite being unsteady at one point, Usyk failed to knock him down even after landing 10 clean shots. Fury boldly addressed his opponent, saying that Usyk had his best chance and still couldn't finish the job. Channeling determination, Fury made it clear that the rematch would be a different story, vowing to dominate and deliver a decisive performance in their second showdown.
10 clean shots on the chin. No canvas touch.
Yeah.
Your rematch.
Okay.
Like Tupac said, you hit me with your best shots and gonna do. You know what's coming for you. I'm gonna.
Alexander Usyk acknowledged that both he and Tyson Fury are well aware of each other's strengths and styles. However, he hinted that the rematch would unfold differently, suggesting that adjustments and surprises could define their second encounter. Usyk's calm and measured confidence reflects his belief in his ability to adapt and bring a fresh approach to the fight.
Because Tyson know what I do, I know what Tyson do, but it's will be a different fight.
Boxing trainer Mark Tibs shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. He praised Usyk as a sophisticated and accomplished boxer, likening his skill set to Fury's, but acknowledging Usyk's smaller size. Tibbs noted that Fury came close in their previous bout and believes the heavyweight champion has already identified his mistakes and knows how to correct them for the rematch.
Usyk is such a sophisticated, accomplished boxer, like Fury, but he's smaller. And Fury almost was there last time out. And Fury, I've said it before, I say it again, would have known what he did wrong instantaneously. And he's just got to put them right to get the victory over Usyk. And he never gives up, Usyk. None of them boys at the top like that even think about giving up. It's just, a couple of mistakes he made. I'm hoping he will, because he will correct them and then he'll be victorious.
However, Tibbs emphasized the immense challenge ahead, acknowledging Usyk's relentless determination and the sheer difficulty of competing at such a high level. He also raised concerns about whether either fighter is nearing the tipping point of their physical limits, given their grueling careers. Despite the uncertainty, Tibbs expressed excitement for what promises to be an incredible clash, calling it one hell of a fight that he eagerly anticipates.
But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because, could be times of, we don't know if he's over tipping at the edge now. We don't know. Both of them. They've been in some hard fights, pair of them two. Yeah. So it's going to be one hell of a fight, and I can't wait.
Eddie Hearn is willing Tyson Fury to beat Alexander Usyk when the pair clash later this year, but he thinks the Ukrainian will be victorious once again. The Matchroom boss was present when Usyk and Fury came face-to-face at a London press conference last week, and he delivered his verdict on the battle. "I have no idea how to beat him, but Tyson Fury is a very smart fighter," said Hearn when speaking to IFL TV. "He has smart people in the corner, but also, from an IQ level in boxing, he's right up there. Unfortunately, so is Alexander Usyk, so my money, especially when he's won the first fight, will always be on Alexander Usyk." He added, "My heart wants to see Tyson Fury win, not just because he's British, but also because I want to set up the AJ fight. I'd love to see him do it, but I do see him as the underdog in this fight." Johnny Fischer expressed excitement for the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk rematch, praising the first fight as a brilliant contest. Backing Fury, Fischer highlighted his strong track record in rematches and his reported strategy of using added weight to play to his strengths. He acknowledged Fury's moments of success in the initial bout, while emphasizing Usyk's incredible skill and resilience. Fischer sees this fight as a historic clash between the two best heavyweights in the world and wishes for the best man to win.
Great fight. We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat. I don't know what's happened with the light there. And yeah, just excited to see the fight. May the best man win. The two best on the planet.
Pat Brown expressed admiration for both Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, highlighting Usyk's exceptional technical skills and describing Fury as a bigger, stronger version of a comparable style. Brown observed that while Fury performed admirably in their first fight, there was room for improvement. He emphasized this wasn't a slight against Usyk, whom he deeply respects. Brown is confident that if Fury brings his top form to the rematch, it will be an exciting contest, and Fury will have a solid opportunity to claim victory. Shawn Porter expressed confidence in Tyson Fury's ability to win the rematch against Alexander Usyk, pointing to Fury's size and skill as key advantages. He highlighted how Fury not only possesses a size and reach advantage, but also knows how to effectively use them, combining them with speed and strategy. Porter predicted that the entire rematch would mirror the first half of their initial fight, with Fury maintaining control through focus and determination, showcasing a relentless and composed performance.
I actually do expect him to win this rematch. I think he's bigger than Usyk, and that size advantage that he has, he, unlike most fighters, knows how to use that size, that reach, that speed. I think the whole fight will play out the way that the first half played itself out. I think the whole fight's going to go that way. A very focused and determined Fury is a quiet and relentless Fury.
He then praised the various skills the Brit boasts and believes that it will show on the night. He stated, "Fury has so many things in his arsenal that makes him the dominator in this fight. He has to dominate this fight, and he can't afford to let himself get caught off guard." Ricky Hatton said Tyson Fury needs to use his height, reach, and weight advantages in the rematch. He felt Fury didn't do that last time, allowing the smaller man to control the fight. Hatton advised Fury to stand his ground, hit hard, and make full use of his physical advantages. He also emphasized the need for one clear voice in Fury's corner for focused guidance.
I think impose his height, impose his reach, impose his weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, the smaller man, and as it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. But I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring. I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Spencer Oliver confidently stated that Tyson Fury has the ability and attributes to turn the tables in the rematch. He acknowledged Fury's boxing IQ, but suggested that Fury may have underestimated Alexander Usyk, not just in terms of boxing ability, but also strength. Oliver pointed out that Usyk took the fight straight to Fury, which seemed to catch him off guard, taking Fury 4 or 5 rounds to adjust, which likely cost him the fight. However, Oliver believes Fury has the skills to succeed in the rematch.
In your opinion, can he turn the tide?
Yeah, of course he can. He's got the ability, he's got the attributes to be able to do that. He's got the boxing IQ. I think that he maybe underestimated Alexander Usyk and his strength, actually. And not just his boxing ability, but Usyk took the fight straight to him, and I think that took Fury by surprise. It took him 4 or 5 rounds to get into the fight, and that probably cost him the fight.
Jay Opataya expressed excitement for the upcoming rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, pointing out that both fighters now have a better understanding of each other's styles, adding to the intrigue of the bout. Opataya acknowledged Fury's ability to defeat Usyk, but stressed that the key to victory will depend on how effectively Fury can implement his game plan on fight night.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I'm excited for this second fight. I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat, Usyk, but he just needs to apply them.
Paul Smith speculated that Tyson Fury might retire after his next fight, noting that a potential bout with Anthony Joshua may no longer hold the same appeal for the public. While acknowledging Alexander Usyk as the favorite, Smith suggested that Fury could still pull off an unexpected victory, emphasizing that anything could happen in the ring.
I think it could be his last fight, regardless of what he does. If he wins, he could retire in the ring and be done, because I think the AJ fight's gone. I don't think anyone will want to see that now, with all due respect to both of them, in my opinion. But I think it's Usyk's fight to lose. I think Usyk's proven he's number one in the division now, with a lot, especially that given how well Dubois done. So it's Usyk's to lose, but it's not by all means a foregone conclusion. You know, I think Usyk is the favourite. I think Usyk would possibly do it, but wouldn't be surprised if Fury did it.
Speaking to Casino.org, former world champion and Hall of Famer Carl Froch made his prediction, siding with the champion to keep his belts and saying it will be incredibly tough for the Brit to stop that. He stated, "It's going to be interesting. Usyk is 37. He's older than Fury, but he lives life. It's not the age of the fighter, but the miles on clock. Fury has more miles on the clock, having had 3 tough fights against Deontay Wilder. Then he was on the floor against Francis Ngannou. It's not a fight we necessarily need to see. We saw all that we needed in the first fight. But rematches are very popular at the minute across the board." He added, "I'd predict a Usyk win, probably on points. I couldn't rule out the late stoppage because if Fury does go for it as he suggests he will, he could gas out towards the end of the fight. It would be great for British boxing if Fury could win it, as then we might even see a third fight. It's just an incredibly tough ask for him." Terrence Crawford shared his thoughts on the Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury fight, praising both fighters for their skills. He expressed excitement about the upcoming bout, calling it a great matchup and wishing both fighters the best of luck. Crawford ultimately congratulated the future undisputed heavyweight champion, regardless of who emerges victorious, recognizing the significant achievement ahead for the winner.
My prediction for the Usyk and Tyson Fury fight, both of them win. I like both of them. It's gonna be a great fight. May the best man win. And to the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, congratulations.
Adam Smith pointed out the unpredictability of heavyweight boxing, suggesting that the rematch could feature knockdowns or even a stoppage. While many may favor Alexander Usyk after their first encounter, Smith highlighted Tyson Fury's strengths, especially his exceptional footwork. He also raised a key question, whether Fury can return to his best form and make the most of his advantages in the upcoming fight.
Could Fury get a knockdown this time? Could Fury get a stoppage? Could Usyk even get a stoppage? Or, as most people think, will it go the distance? And which way will the judges feel? I think it's close. It's a close one to call. I think probably the majority will go with Usyk just because he won the first fight. But Fury has got so many advantages too. I think one thing that could come into play is Fury's legs. What is still left there with Tyson Fury? Is he as good as he once was? Can he be as good again?
Matt Macklin called the upcoming fight captivating, underlining the crucial role strategy will play due to the intelligence of both fighters. He highlighted that each fighter will undoubtedly assess their past performances, which adds to the anticipation, as it will be interesting to see who can make the necessary adjustments and outperform the other. Macklin pointed out that the mental aspect of the fight, combined with their tactical changes, will make this rematch a fascinating contest.
As much as it'll be fascinating, really, to see how that fight is won and lost. I think tactics will be so. I mean, the key in any fight, but I think in this one really will be, particularly because they're both so clever, and they'll both be analysing their performances, what they did well, what they didn't do well, what the opponent did well, and everything, and then it'll be fascinating to see who can outdo the other.
Barry Mcguigan expects Tyson Fury to stick with his current team, given their long-term success together. However, he believes that Alexander Usyk has figured out Fury's style, and that Fury was fortunate to survive their previous fight. Mcguigan is doubtful that Fury will make significant improvements in the rematch, expressing skepticism about his ability to change the outcome.
No, I would expect him to show loyalty to the corner. He's had that corner for quite a while. And he's been successful. Why would he change it? He's done very well as a heavyweight champion. He's been around a long time. He served the sport well. He's earned a lot of money. Will he beat Usyk? Never, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I'm just simply saying Usyk has his number. He was lucky to get through the fight. He, could have been stopped. And I don't think he's going to do any better.
George Foreman believes Tyson Fury has met his match in Alexander Usyk, who can win by smartly securing rounds. He highlighted Usyk's ability to take punches and praised his solid skills, stating that unless there's biased judging, Usyk should win on points. He stated, "Tyson Fury has met his match. All Usyk has to do is, if he's smart enough to win the first round, then the second round. Okay, maybe you can give up the fourth round, but then go back up and win another round." He added, "It gets to where he's not worried about anything other than winning it on points. He's a solid solid fighter. He can take a punch. Fury's in tough. So unless the judges are the best judges money can buy, Usyk should win. Johnny Nelson shared his thoughts on the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk rematch, stating that if Fury doesn't change his approach, the result will likely be similar to their first encounter. He mentioned that Usyk now has a clear plan for beating Fury, having shown his ability to hurt him with speed, precision, and technical skills. Usyk, weighing around 15 stone, understands his strengths and knows what to expect from Fury in the rematch.
Tyson Fury doesn't change anything like he keeps saying he's not, then the result will be exactly the same. If Tyson Fury... The problem is, Usyk now has a blueprint for beating Tyson Fury. But Usyk now knows, he doesn't think, now knows he can hurt Tyson Fury. Now knows he's a bit faster, a bit sharp, he can get away with certain things. He knows this. Usyk was coming in around the 15 stone bracket. And so he knows he has the speed, he has the power, and he has the boxing ability to beat him.
Nelson emphasized that for Fury to win, he must make significant changes to his tactics. While he sees Fury as the more complete fighter, he believes Usyk is the more skilled boxer. According to Nelson, Fury needs to disrupt Usyk's rhythm by making the fight uncomfortable and possibly using rougher tactics. If Fury follows the same game plan as in the first fight, regardless of his weight, he is likely to lose again.
He knows what to expect. So the second time around, unless Tyson Fury changes drastically, and I still believe Tyson Fury has a beating of it, I think he chose the wrong tactics. I think what they probably worked on was the wrong thing. Tyson's a better fighter, Usyk's a better boxer. They can both fight and they can both box. One is better at the other one than the other. So how does it? It's about measuring it out. You know, Tyson's got to boxing, be a little dirty, play close to the bone, make him feel uncomfortable, get him complaining. He's got to do that. He's got to change it up. If he does exactly the same thing he did in the first place, he loses. It doesn't matter what weight he comes in at.
Nelson also stressed the importance of strategy in this fight, noting that while Fury is a great fighter, Usyk is the superior technician. The outcome will depend on which fighter's game plan works best. Nelson believes that if Fury repeats the approach from their first bout, he is likely to come up short again, underscoring the need for tactical adjustments to secure a win.
Tyson Fury is very good at reading a fight, but so is Usyk. So it's a case of who's got what, who's the smarter, whose game plan works out the most. I said one's a good fighter, one's a better boxer. It's whose game plan works out the most. And Tyson Fury saying to you lot, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did last time, he loses.
Tony Bellew predicted a more decisive loss for Tyson Fury in the rematch against Alexander Usyk. He highlighted Usyk's strength in fighting on the back foot, a style that challenges Fury's ability to dominate. While Fury applied pressure in the first fight, Bellew noted Usyk's defensive skill and counterpunching as key advantages. He suggested that beating Usyk requires consistent counters, feints, and superior technique areas Fury has yet to master.
But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly because Usyk this time will go on the back foot. And that is the worst nightmare for for Tyson Fury because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, Cougs, he pressed the whole fight. He walked the 6'9", 20-stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best. Because his best is fighting on the back foot. Anyone who studies and knows Usyk the way I know him and I studied him is, you'll know that you've got to bring him to you. And that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharpshoot with him. You've got to be able to box with him. You've got to be able to offset him. But you've got to be able to continuously do all these things, round after round. I couldn't, because guess what? I got tired. I was fucked after 6 rounds or 7 rounds of doing it.
Dave Caldwell commented that there wasn't much talk leading up to the fight, as Fury remained silent, while Usyk let his actions speak for him, such as his choice of outfit and efforts to raise money for Ukrainian soldiers. Caldwell pointed out that after losing the first fight, Fury couldn't engage in trash talk this time, making the rematch strictly about business. He emphasized that Fury understands the task at hand and will prepare to the best of his ability for the upcoming bout.
Apart from the track that Tyson Fury walked out to, and apart from the outfit that Usyk walked into, there wasn't a lot to say, was there? There's never going to be a lot. If Tyson's in that mood where he doesn't want to speak much, then he don't give you much. And Usyk's Usyk, you know, he basically spoke without speaking in his outfit, and you know, the briefcase, and getting Tyson to sign that photo so he could raise some money for the Ukrainian soldiers and things like that. He was never going to get a lot You know, it's just not. I think Tyson knows this time, whereas he was calling him names before the last one. Can't really do that this time because he got beat. You know, it'd look pretty silly if he'd be calling him all names under the sun after having got beat. So I think it's just business now, and he knows he's got a job to do, and he's going to prepare to the best that he can to get the job done, really.
Antonio Tarver recommended that Tyson Fury adopt a new strategy for his rematch with Usyk, emphasizing the critical need for a win to protect his standing. He suggested that a victory could set the stage for a trilogy, allowing fans to see the rivalry unfold further. Tarver believes that with the right adjustments, Fury could secure consecutive wins and shift the momentum in his favor.
I think we have to see something different. You know what I mean? If Tyson Fury want to really, you know, save, you know, not saying his legacy, but save where he's at right now today, he has to win that rematch. Vitally important that he flip the table on Usyk and make sure we have a trilogy so we can truly see, you know what I mean, maybe Tyson win back-to-back fights.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.